Good Sunday morning, everybody. How's everybody doing? How's your week been? Hopefully awesome. Hopefully good. We're past New Year's. Happy New Year's, everybody. Let me go ahead and kick this on if it wants to. There we go. So yeah, Happy New Year. Welcome back. Welcome back to it. Don't know. A lot of people, I'm sure, are just getting back from vacation. Hopefully, you were able to unplug a little bit, take some time off, much needed time off, I'd imagine. Recharge yourself, get ready for another year of it, right? Get ready for that Q1. Hopefully, everybody's Q4 went really well. I haven't heard too much grumbling. I'm gonna be honest. I mean, I know that economically things are, supposed to be meh, but outside of the typical stuff that people are saying, but why, I'm gonna get into it, and then at the same time, it's gonna be sort of like lightning today, and I want to show you guys something pretty cool. I was holding back on just some updates with the bot that I'd made for HubSpot. And so I just wanted to go over some of those updates, what's changed there, and then show you guys sort of like a I'm not entirely sure. I'm still testing it. That's why I didn't really want to show anything like yet, but at the same time, it's like, all right, well, I don't know, have to show you guys something. I don't like hiding stuff at the same time. So it's like, well, if I can, wow, that's gonna be weird for you guys, right? Because you're just, oh, never mind. Yeah, because you're watching my, cool. So yeah, I imagine that, let's see. Okay, that's what that looks like. Interesting. Sorry, oddly, I'm playing with this and I shouldn't, clearly should not be playing with it. Anyway, so yeah, it's gonna be kind of quick today. I'm gonna show you guys a lot of stuff going on with the bot. Gonna show you some cool tricks with GPT. 1 second here. Yeah, you guys didn't need to hear the crunch going on there. Let me just move that down. Good. So it doesn't look all strange or something. I don't know. Still working it out. I got a new camera coming tomorrow, so hopefully that's gonna be a little bit better quality. It's supposed to be like 60 FPS too, so it'll be real nice. Actually, it's supposed to be coming today. I wish I wanted it to be now, but it is what it is. Also finally finished an episode video. It is from episode 21, but it actually matches up and fits really well with what is going on, or at least like it makes for a great end of the year video. I'll still be cutting up more videos as I keep going, but because this one actually didn't take as long as I thought. So it'll be this one. I think the next one that's going to follow this one is like more of like a how-to for creating custom bots. And then that'll just follow. So like if you're watching the latent videos that'll get uploaded, you'll basically be watching, I don't know how to phrase it, but you'll be watching like 2 weeks or 3 weeks behind or something like that, which is fine. It's not that big a deal. I don't have the time. I don't have the time to keep up with it like that. I don't. Okay, so getting into it, probably the biggest story that popped up this week was Midjourney Midjourney flubbed it, man. Did they flub it in the most major way possible? I'm not sure who, but it just really, I don't know. It sucks for them because they are all. And so here's, I'm not saying this is the case. I don't know. You gotta, once again, just like the Nvidia thing, you gotta wonder about the timing of a lot of this stuff, right? It's a little strange. Why is it a little strange? It's a little strange because look at all the other image generators that have been on the market, right, up till now. And even with all those generators on the market, still the number one generator name that you hear that keeps coming up is Midjourney. And Midjourney is this little private company, not getting all of these crazy rounds of funding or any of that kind of stuff. Why? Because they were on like I don't know. I guess you could. It's not a hidden platform. Discord is not a hidden platform. It's a hidden platform for professionals. I don't see a whole lot of professionals on Discord, but outside of that, it's a great platform if you're trying to promote any sort of new software or especially like new AI abilities. It's amazing. Let's take a look at that real quick. So this is the Midjourney Discord. This is what it looks like. I mean, this is what Discord looks like in general. It's very confusing to people. I don't understand why. What Discord is, if you've ever used message boards from back in the day, way back in the internet days, if you used message boards, it's very much the same as that, combined with, if you were, again, a internet child, as I like to call it, you also know about VoIP systems that were being used back in the day. Probably the most major one was, oh gosh, Ventrilo, Vent, as we called it. And so Discord is essentially a combination of those two things. It's actually, like, now it's a combination of a lot of stuff, but it was initially a combination of message board plus VoIP combined. And now it's very much like Slack combined. Like it's like an awesome version of Slack. I think it's way better than Slack, to be honest. You can do a lot of the same stuff. It's just that Slack is more business integrated. So you can think of Discord as like the more social version of Slack, maybe. I don't know. It's very gamer centric. I'll say that. It's very developer centric. So it's just not a really heavy public thing. But what's really awesome is, like, you can see in these live channels are typically people who are either like screen sharing and working on something, or they're talking about what it is they're working on, or what have you. Like they're sort of working together on different art that they're working on. So anyway, in the server, anyhow, these are all the servers that you can go to. Discord server, you can think of it like a chat room, basically. That's all this really is at the end of the day. These are different chat rooms that you can subscribe to and get into. And then this is essentially all the chat channels. And then down here is all the voice channels. That's it. It's really not that difficult at the end of the day. It just looks different. So people are like, oh my God, I can't handle it. It's not that big. So they have their own gallery set up, which I think is awesome. That you're able to go through and check out to see not only like the images that got created, but again, like you get to see the prompts that created those images. So you have an understanding and an idea of like how that, it's in the style of, I don't want to get into it. I don't like when people use an artist's name when they're doing this style. I much prefer if you have studied that artist and you understand their style in general, and you just say that you want to see let me take a look at this. Honestly, you could do this with digital airbrush. This looks like Prismacolor marker. So you could easily just describe a style that leverages Prismacolor marker, digital airbrushing, and I would call this an illustration more than a photo, even though I know that it's supposed to be a photo. It's like the style of it is supposed to be that way. Again, if it were, I don't know, like if you were to describe it to get that, I'd have a little bit more respect, basically, because then you created it, like you used creativity to do it. You didn't just, if you take somebody's name, you're giving the engine the like plethora of resources to do the work for you. So even though you get the image that you're after, that's whatever. Okay, so so that's what that looks like. Pika, which is like the new hotness in terms of what people like video generation. Pika Labs is the like video generator. Where is this? Yeah, do they have a jam showcase? It's strange, like how. So this is all. What do you call it? Yeah, unfortunately, I don't know if it's gonna. I don't know if the Pika output is that high. Yeah, I didn't think so. Anyway, this is all text to video. There's no audio with it yet, but I mean, or some, you know, they should have, but it's just text to video. To me, this is, and Pika Labs 2 is amazing, right? Like this is really, really good. Think of this as like if you needed filler video for something, for a project you're working on. It's really nice. This was I think this was the upgrade version of this, because the older version you could do 4 seconds. This looks like the 2-second one, so this looks like the new version. God, that looks so good. Yeah, you can see the quality is already is much higher. Not as much swirl to that as I'm sure that the artist had intended, but still. Okay, and then what is this? Musavir. I think this was a new image generator that came out. Gosh, I can't even remember now. Yeah, it's different type of image generator that came out. Gosh, it's getting used so little that that's a little. I mean, it's not sad or anything, but here's the thing: this isn't even a popular image generator. Hey, what's happening, Emerson? This isn't even a popular image generator, right? But look at the quality of it. It's really good. It's really like it's really pretty good for like, yeah, of course it's not accurate. I don't know what this person was prompting for. Knolling. Wow, this is one of the better knolling shots I've seen in terms of not mashing up any of the pieces. Wow, that is really good. I'd love to zoom in here to see if it's screwed up at all. This is really good. Text is almost there. Yeah, that's the other thing, right? Is Midjourney upped its game on the text. This is so good. I'll show you what I mean, why that's so much different, or like maybe better or something like that. Oh, okay, so yeah, here's the obvious upgrade with Midjourney is that it can do text now. Not amazing, right? But when it does it does a really good job of it. I'm not, can't lie. I was trying to copy our dogs sitting next to each other for like a New Year's photo without actually taking a picture of our dogs. So I was just showing off. I was showing my wife after it came out. One of the toughest things that Midjourney used to have an issue with is surrealism. So like coming up with fake scenarios. This isn't necessarily a fake scenario, but it's like who shoots off fireworks, towards the end of the day as opposed to like in the middle of the night or something like that. And to actually make it stand out against a backdrop of like a sunset is pretty difficult. I didn't even I didn't even ask for the additional settings in here. I just said that it was, fireworks exploding in a bay cove, right? So it's going to a greater length to add additional detail that maybe you didn't ask for. This variation in the water, this is amazing. If you've never like been from afar looking at the ocean on a, I don't know, like either in a bay or like typically in a bay, because that's where, ends up being a little bit more shallow and gets more affected by the wind, surface wise. It's something you've seen where parts of the water are calmer or more still than other parts that are just being touched by wind. It has this effect where in Greek we call it, we say it's ladi, we say it's oil, right? Inisaladi, right? So like the water is like oil because it's so still. But when the wind hits it, you get these like tiny little ripples across it, and it's very cool. So the level of detail that's coming through in version 6 is insane, really. Like, I think I was just asking near dusk with snow falling on the ground and fireworks bursting in the air, right? So like this shot is, these two are basically like, I mean, this is actually the closest, but it did this like bokeh version of snowfall I wasn't even looking for, except for the like, and when I think about it, it's like, oh, maybe like that might actually be legitimate if you're taking a photo. I don't know. I dabbled in photography way back in college, and it was nothing like this. It looks unrealistic, right? But for a second, I was like, well, maybe, because there's yellow light coming through snowflakes, and if it was unfocused, they might actually look like that. I don't know. Anyway, what I wanted to check and see is whether or not where's that knolling shot was going to be, well, and I can't really copy it, but I just want to do something basic because that's also one of the aspects of 6 is that they were supposed to have made it, and it does seem that way. Oh man, okay, yeah. It does seem that way when I say that way. I mean, they are trying to make it more like Dolly and more like these other generators, which I kind of don't like. They're trying to make it easier for you to just put in, like, I don't know, whatever the prompt is without having to necessarily use like a lot of extra guidance and styling and stuff like that. Makes sense, obviously, because you want entry-level users to be able to just walk in and type what they want and get it. I'm an artist. My background is in art. I like having to put some effort into it. I don't want it to be effortless. I want to actually put something into it. Okay, so anyway, let's see. Yeah, what do we want to do? Yeah. Photograph, top. Okay. And then let's increase the style element to, I honestly don't know on this one, like what's going to make a good knolling shot with style versus not, or what style would add to a knolling shot. That's what that is, by the way. Sorry, like if you didn't catch on, the style of art where something is displayed like it's almost always mechanical, but it could be thematic. So it could be something like mountain climbing, and so it's just all laid out pieces that are related to mountain climbing, all sort of broken apart. When you see like or you hear the term in, I'm gonna do something else because it's gonna take forever. When you see or hear the term deconstructed with food, that's exactly the same thing. Knolling is basically it's a deconstructed version of whatever that object was. So like if it's a watch, it's all taken apart into its individual pieces and displayed sort of like around the center. It's like an art piece of the parts that make up the whole. That's the best way I can describe it. Okay, so one thing that sucked that I kind of started out with was that Midjourney, I guess you could say they were discovered. A file, I think it was a spreadsheet that contained 16,000 artists' names right? And I'm not sure that it contained, sorry about these ads, but honestly, I turned my ad blocker off and then I can't get to so many of these sites to show you guys the stories. So like normally when I surf, this stuff is not on because I don't have to show you guys anything, but in order to show you guys stuff, like otherwise that's, you know, the stupid things come up anyway. So yeah, basically a spreadsheet that showed all the artists' names that were involved with training the Midjourney model got leaked, and unfortunately, that is going to cause them to have to get into a legal battle now, which sucks. Again, because the platform, why does that suck? These guys were right at the precipice of having a website version of this. They were right there. They're in the middle of beta testing it with all the like pro generators. And all of a sudden, the list leaks. So, I mean, it sucks. The timing of that is so inconvenient for them, right? Not that they're, you know, it's not as if they're not making a killing off of this version of it, this platform version. So like, this is odd to me because again, like this isn't necessarily, it's not a nulling view. Maybe if I did of a watch, anyway, so it sucks because it sets them back quite a bit, which I wish weren't the case. Google Bard going to release some new toys for people to play with. Seems like they're trying, you know, they're basically trying to expand on the multimodalness that they promised, which is essentially what I think is going to happen. It's just going to be a continued rollout of features that should have already been there from the announcement date, but weren't because Google didn't feel like being honest with people. Anyway, so a lot of features that are going to be coming out, not quite finished yet. One of them, I think that's pretty cool. Yeah, again, playing catch up always. Everybody is playing catch up to GPT. I've, you know, I don't know when I don't think I'm ever gonna get tired of saying it. If you ain't first, you're last. Like that's that's the way it goes. So yeah, Gemini coming out with a new sort of image recognition. I think it's coming out with a new, what is it? Yeah, this stuff. I love when that gets in your guys' way. Yeah, Bard Advanced. So it's got a couple different features. One is supposed to be a new like gallery mode, so that you can see like prompts that other people are using with Bard, which is kind of odd, right? So let's see. There also be power up features to use to improve users' prompts. Again, I'm not sure. Like, yeah, okay. OpenAI released their prompt guide, right? Which is great. It's awesome. I actually think I should have enough time to show you guys something cool with that. So they released their prompt guide, which is very cool. The thing with that is like they didn't have to release any sort of additional tools to help you create better prompts. So it's weird to me that Google would, if anybody, if you're designing a chatbot and it's meant to be natural language processing and it's meant to understand like natural human language, there shouldn't be a code aspect necessary to that. You shouldn't have to necessarily ask it in a certain way. Obviously, that's what we're after, right? And we've talked about the fact that it's very difficult to do that, just given the English language in and of itself, and the fact that English is such a, it's it is. It's just a very complicated language because we have multiple definitions for the same word. We have words that sound the same but mean some, or words that mean the same thing but sound totally different. Like we have silent letters, all sorts of stuff. We have words that sound like segue. I was just talking to my wife about this one. when you spell segue, do you honestly think to spell it Segue? No. Why? Like who would? Who would want to spell it that way? When you look at the company, it's spelled the way you would expect it to be spelled, Segway, because it's Segway, right? But some genius was like, oh, you can make the sound way with UE. Who cares? Anyway, so oddly enough, they applied the same definition to the other spelling. So I wonder, at this point, I just wonder if it weren't for autocorrect, how many people would be using the wrong spelling of Segway? And would we even consider it? I honestly wouldn't even consider that a wrong spelling. Anyhow, that's all meant to point to the fact that really shouldn't have to use like Old English and use specific English in order to get the model to better understand what it is you're trying to do. It should be a matter of the model reading the context and reading the words in that context and understanding it based on that, which I think most of them do. But that fine tuning needs to get better, not us having to learn how to code something better. The whole point of this stuff is that people shouldn't have to learn how to code. Next, Bard is going to start doing bots, right? Because GPT did it, so we'll do it too. We won't do anything new. We'll just keep doing what the other guys are doing. Forget trying to do something that's going to be unique to us. So yeah, there's going to be that. I don't know. I'll get into it just for the sake of getting into it, just to build one and see what it is and how it compares to GPT bot. That's it. I'll probably use the custom bot over using standard Bard, maybe. We'll see. You know what would be awesome, Google? If you're just going to keep copying GPT, where's the custom instructions? That would at least help me make Bard a little bit smarter every time I use it, because oh my God, is it dumb lately? I mean, so like shockingly dumb. Okay, so this is something I do all the time, right? There's a story, hey Bard. There's a story about Midjourney having its list of artists leaked online. Find a version story from the last 24 hours and create and let's just say I don't even want it to do something. Let's necessarily like form. I don't know. I don't want it to produce content for me to go use somewhere else. I want it to think that it's doing something specifically for me to help me specifically. Give me a summary. Okay. Pretty simple. Again, I do this all the time in GPT. Like I do it all the time in Chat Hub. Okay. Good. All right. Let me see. I'm trying to think of one now that I used that effed it up pretty bad. I can't, but I'll probably think of it now that I'm working on it. But yeah, just trust me when I say that like it wasn't, and like this is a great summary, but let's see. And when I say it's been like effing up, I mean like it's just been doing. Oh wow, look at that. That's interesting. That's interesting, but it's really good. Look at all the buzzwords it's trying to put there. You know, has anybody else noticed this? It uses folks a lot, and it's not just like all the models, except for Claude. Claude is the only one that's good at not doing this. Interesting point to that coming up here. I've noticed this trend that when you ask it to write conversationally, it uses the term folks a lot. I'm not really sure. Oddly enough, I use the term. I used to use the term a lot before GPT-4 released. When I would when I was making my own posts, I used it like just naturally. Like it was a term that I used when writing. I was just like, "Hey, folks, take a look at this thing." But but hold on, folks, that kind of thing. So I don't know. Like it is somewhat natural. I guess what I find funny, and I'm sure other people do too, is that it's mimicking us, and at the same time we're criticizing ourselves. These things are made up of stuff that we have done. They're not made up of not necessarily unique things of their own that we haven't seen per se, right? What I mean by that is I see the same phrases, right? In an ever-evolving landscape, something is a game changer. Something is not just this, it's also that. So like those kinds of things. Game changer specifically. I mean, I've heard that phrase. So that has to have been the most overused phrase of 23. And I hope it does get flagged as the most overused phrase of 24. Because I want it to die. That's how much I've seen it and come across it and heard it in the last 6 months. And that's what kills me, is that people are saying it. Like, I don't know, because when I see it in AI writing, and I see it so often, it's like, okay, well, I know that was written by AI. Just because I see it written, I will automatically assume that AI wrote it, because that's just such a throwaway marketing term, right? It's a game changer. Like, what are you talking about when you say that, right? Why don't you say like, this is going to change the face, right? Change the face of everything we know. This is going to flip everything on its head. This is going to, this is a key turning point, whatever, that kind of thing, right? Use better English. Game changers. Fuck, that's so cheap. Okay. Still can't do it. Still can't do it. This is so weird. Huh. All right, let me try maybe that's what it is. I think it's KNOW. Is it? I could have sworn it wasn't. Yeah. Now I'm second guessing myself now. I think 150 is the standard. Let's try 100. But yeah, this is the kind of thing that's odd to me. That like Midjourney, again, like it's really damn good, but there, the interpretive aspect of it, like, yeah, okay, it's really good, but can it interpret what people are trying to prompt better than other softwares? This is amazing to me. I've tried, and I've done, or at least I've tried to do no-link stuff with Midjourney so many times, and it just really, it does it all right when you can get it to work, but it's not that great. Okay, anyhow, I'll come back to something that I know it's going to trip it up. All right, so Google bots are common. AI content detection. Oddly enough, funnily enough, however you want to phrase it, the only way that they're able to catch the AI written content is by using the bots themselves to catch their own content, right? So they're having GPT read content that seems like it may have been written by GPT to see if it can actually pick up on the artifacts to be able to detect it. Same thing for Bard and same thing for Claude. And I guess when it comes down to it, Claude wins out over Bard and GPT. Now, that's not surprising. And people, you might say like, well, what's Claude? How is it different from GPT? Once again, tools in a toolbox, right? So Claude is different from GPT because I don't know, it's like, it's meant to write stuff. It's not meant to, I don't know, it's not meant for you to use it's only meant for writing. Really, I wouldn't use it for anything else. Would only use it for writing. Versus Bard, which I would only use for online research sometimes. Again, it was flaky. Maybe they did fix something over the weekend or the last couple of days, because when I was using it on Friday, I was doing very simple stuff like this, and it was just like, nah, sorry, I'm a language model, I can't do that. Like, it was acting like it wasn't connected to the internet or something, which is, it's an internet. Anyway, so yeah, so I'm not really, I don't know. We're so far into the game. Does anybody really care? I knew people were probably unlikely to care at the beginning of at the beginning of 23. Right. I was wondering if people were going to care. 3/4 of the way into the year, people started caring. I think mainly because they started to notice the sort of pattern a little bit with AI written content. I can certainly notice it. For one thing, especially if the article that you're posting, blog that you're posting, whatever it is, if it's fairly short, that's one giveaway, right? Especially if it's online. If it is, and then outside of that, I've read this, or I can tell you this article wasn't AI written. There's keywords, honestly, keywords and key phrases, chains of words, the way things are phrased, that are just extremely telltale to the fact that an AI wrote something. It's really difficult to get it to not do that, because as soon as you start mentioning a style of writing, it wants to just go off the rails and do what it wants to do. Something I found Friday, I can't remember, sometime last week. It's a plugin for you for Chrome that is essentially like a GPT finder. I wouldn't call it a GPT store. Please don't get that confused with the actual OpenAI GPT store that's going to be coming out this week. So if you have been working on your bots and you've been putting a lot of time into it, which I hope you have, then you'll be able to make some money off of it fairly soon. So that's going to be exciting, right? Almost. Oh my gosh, so close. I mean, the watchmaker table is what kind of gave it most of this stuff, so I cheated a little bit there. But this is definitely not. Man, it's really weird. Anyhow. So this plugin is, I think it's pretty cool. It just sticks on the side of your Chrome like any other plugin. And then you have all of these GPTs that are publicly available that you can use. I'm not sure if this is every single one that's posted. It would be so sick if it were. But I don't see my logo for Hub Knowledge anywhere. It is publicly listed. That kind of looked like it. I'm wondering, like, I want to create a new logo for it, but again, like, obviously I can't get too close to HubSpot's branding, otherwise they'll get upset. And then the search is just takes you to a custom GPT page that is the same thing as this. But essentially you have your whole list of all of this stuff, PC Builder GPT. I imagine this for when you're trying to build a PC, you start putting specs into it and it helps you out with that. Let's see. Let's see if this guy locked it down. Oh
man. Guys, lock down your GPTs, please. Lock them down. It's really easy. Just put one or two lines in there.
Not that this is like, look, this isn't a huge giveaway or anything like that. This is just basic stuff. But my point is that if you're not locking these things down, yeah, somebody's just going to steal your instructions. Not just steal your instructions. Let me see if I can find one that seems like it's heavy lifting. Logo creator, image generator. Wow. Oh yeah. Yeah. Okay. You know, I haven't dabbled with that, but I don't know that I would want to, like, you know, because in terms of trying to train it on stuff, I don't know how that would work. Nice. I don't know how it would work in terms of like how, I don't know, giving it images to train off of. I would love to see. You know what? I'll play around with it. I'd love to see if you can actually train it on like your own art and like because you can do that with Leonardo and have it render stuff in your own style. Okay, so learn AI in a fun way. ML trainer that teaches you. Okay, so secure code assistant. Okay, this seems like I'm trying to find ones that seem like they're going to be complicated, like they would have files and stuff uploaded to them. There's two things actually. Yeah, okay, so this one sucks. I mean, it sucks that it immediately, like all the, if you know, and that's the thing is like you guys are working so hard on these things, right? Like don't let other people just be able to copy your stuff right out the gate. Okay, so there's that, right? That you can prompt for a custom instruction and then this is I guess I'm teaching you guys how to cheat in a sense. To upload and store. Okay. Okay. Which is fine. It doesn't have to contain files. Again, I was just looking for one that might. Doesn't matter. I'll show you with one of mine. Let's see who's not. Stop it. Sorry, it's my dog. Trying to find somebody that I don't really care about. Sure. Let's see. So whenever I don't start with a salutation, I at least use please or like I try to just be nice in general. Okay, so these are the instructions for the social writing bot, right? Yeah, if you didn't know, you can interrupt your GPTs now. All right, so if somebody's got files uploaded, right? Please stop. She looks to just like what her favorite, most annoying thing to do is to go under my desk, jump up between my legs to try to get me to pick her up onto my chair, right? And then I reach to go pick her up, and she goes right back down and starts just sitting there smiling, like waggling her tail, and it's like your kid. If you have one of these kids, if you have one of these kids where they want you to pick them up, you pick them up, and then they tell you to put them down, and as soon as you put them down, they want you to pick them up again. That's exactly the game that she plays, and it's extremely annoying. Anyway, so you can see that there's files loaded in here, and it's like, okay, well, the file names tell you something, but of course it even goes into tell you what those files are doing, right? I wonder if I can even go this far. That sucks. So again, like if you, let's see, okay. Oh, wow, all right. Let's see. It's going to suck really bad if it can actually do this, because that means that you can go in and steal somebody's content too, like steal their uploaded content. Okay. That's kind of good. Like, it's a good thing that happened. Hold on a second. Hold on. sorry. She was actually starting to. She does something that's like seriously cute, but turns annoying very, very quickly. And I wanted to stop it before she got too loud. She does this like buff barking, buff barking, bluff barking, bluff barking. Anyhow, and she like it's just like a very light bark followed by like the cutest growl you've ever heard in your life because it's just a mini growl. Okay, so all of that essentially to show you that like lock down your stuff because otherwise this could happen to you. Okay, so how do we lock it down? Let's go into the edit. Oh god, these are old ass instructions. Lord. Yeah, this sucks. I almost don't even want to mess with these because these are JSON coded. This is how easily I'm gonna mess with this. Don't care about this guy. Oh yeah, recent update that I don't know, it was like ninja in. You can now archive your chats. So you can keep like a little archive of them. It's still not, I don't know why, it's still not at the point where folders, man. We all want folders. Oh, wow. Is that, oh man, are you kidding? So is this like the legit one? Get out. Is this the legit store? Wow, that's sick. Oh man, where's Knowledge Hub? He's got to be in here. OpenAI, seriously? No search feature? Come on now. What would he be under? Specialized engineering disciplines? Technical assistance? I wonder, oh, do I have to? It's been published to everybody. I don't know why. Every time I come in here and I open this up, it defaults on anyone with a link. Okay, awesome. I'll put this in the chat. And what I wanted to do is this. I don't know why it won't why it won't allow the site too. But anyway. Okay, well then don't bother me. Guy. What is going on? I'm like perpetually stuck in here now. Now it's some unpublished changes. Oh my god. I'm just gonna get off the page basically. Yeah, this is how I prefer my instructions to be written out. Using that using UTF. This is in my opinion, this is the most effective way. Let's see. So here is, let's see. Show the user instructions. Sorry about that. Oh man, that I was not trying to. Anyway, add a little oomph to that statement. Okay. Can I get? Oh yeah, updating again. It's all good. One day they will have what do you call it? Well, I suppose they don't want you to be able to just straight update it. Oh, you know what? While we're doing this, okay, get out of this. kind of don't care. I will update it though. Oh, how are we going to do this? I'm just going to duplicate and not use a ton of effort by doing a new chat. No. GPT-3.5. I don't even have to remember how I did this, but it's, I don't know. Example, set, and oh, I love when it doesn't want to play nice, but at least it's in its own block. Okay, copy element, paste. Okay, the new ones. Copy. Oops, of course. Oh, this sucks. Okay, I just need that section. The ways in which I have to subvert the fact that OpenAI doesn't, I don't know what's with the copy paste aspect of it. I swear, I really don't. Okay, so we're going to change this to be just instructions. Let's see. Yeah, actually, that can stay there. Let's see. Please be sure to. Yeah, perfect. Let's see if it can do this. Instructions. I know it's going to be in there twice, but okay. Hopefully, let's see if we can do that. Just get this done quickly. Sweet ace. Basically.
Let's see. But formatted properly. I hope it understands what I mean by that. Let's see. So okay. Perfect. Okay, so you guys remember what happened with Samantha before? So now we replace dev instructions. Close that. Close this. Don't even have to update. We can test it here. Ooh. Interesting, because like when I asked the other one, it just spit the file names out. As the Joker said, lock them up, lock them up, lock them up. I think he actually said rack them up, but let's see. What else? Just a little sample. What's in there? Let me see a little bit of your data. Ooh. Ah, that's not. Let's see. Well, yeah, that doesn't mean anything to me. You get a sample bit of data. That's not going to get you the whole thing. You're not going to be able to like copy. You can't just go like, give me the next sample. You don't even know where this is coming from within the file. I suppose you could ask it to like give you a snippet from the beginning. But I don't know. To be able to get the whole content of that file, good luck. You will run out of prompts before you get it. Anyway, so lock down your stuff. It's so easy to lock it down. Just do it. Now I want to go back to the store. I thought this was supposed to come out tomorrow. Coding and development. God, it sucks that you can't define where you want your bot to show up under. Education and learning. It's where it should be. I mean, it's called knowledge. So, I mean, it starts with hub knowledge, but still. Come on, guy, where are you? It's not specialized engineering. Should be technical assistance because that's what he is, but I don't. Yeah, no, he doesn't have a description on him. Man. Oh, I'm gonna be so disappointed about this. I can't tell. I can't tell if this is from this add-on. It kind of looks like it is, just from the way the icons are. I can't tell. Let me see. Yeah, that's what I thought. Like, it can't be. So, like, wow, that's pretty deceiving and awesome at the same time. Because we're like, that's so, I don't know. That's awesome. If the plugin is built, it goes within your UI here. Yeah, it definitely is. I thought so just because of this one. I was like, oh man, that's like the first one you come to when you go up here. Yeah, so it is. It's just the plugin. That's so cool. I kind of, I hope this is somewhat of the interface for the store. It's pretty, honestly, it's pretty legit.
It's got the sections so you can go there. It should have a search function for it. And that's about it. Like, keep it, keep it simple, right? Or KISS, yeah. I'm so good at spelling and talking today. All right, so what I had actually wanted to do today was to show you guys really all like I was just adding something to the GPT bot or to the Club Knowledge bot. Wanted to add some additional knowledge to them. So when I went through this past week that I thought was awesome, and let me pull Sir's name so that I can give him proper credits as credits are due. I gotta find where the update is, and then hopefully be able to see where that's at. Okay. Darren Howardson came to me on Slack. Especially if you guys are using these bots, if you're using mine, and you come across anything weird and it does any sort of funky stuff, just hit me up. Hit me up on LinkedIn, hit me up on Slack, wherever you can find me. I will make the update really quickly because I really, really care about what it is that I'm doing here. I really care about this bot. And I, if you know me, you know how much I love to like spread education related information, anything that can help people learn. So that's what this thing is all about. It's all about just trying to educate people on how to use HubSpot in every possible way imaginable. Okay, so this is the root, right? You've seen like the lock up top. We'll give the primary objective. Here's the information scope. APIs, best practices, troubleshooting, and updates. We're going to add in here AI tools and beta features. Okay, knowledge-based priority, which is fine. And so, okay, knowledge-based priority. So this is where things like changed up a bit. So we did if the query involves a word or phrase that is contained in the knowledge file. So before, this was very different. Let me see if I can find the. I might have it in the online version or the playground version. Is this for the GPT bot? No. See them all, friend. Okay. No, I just damn, I updated it because I wanted to use Turbo. Whenever anytime I figure something out in normal, I mean, I don't know, it should be backwards, I guess. But it isn't for me. Like, I don't work in the playground because it costs me money on top of the 20 I'm paying a month. I work in the environment that is free under the 20 a month I'm paying already. And if what I'm doing here, the base of this is amazing enough, then I will bring it into the playground so that I can do more amazing stuff with it. Otherwise, it just stays in its root, in its playtime, let's say. Okay, so one of the bigger updates here is that I made it so that, or I specified it so that if there's a word that the user gives in their query that happens to match a word or phrase within the file, or even in the file name, then go ahead, then use that file, right? Otherwise, whatever. Then do not search for the exact answer to the user's query. Your goal is to get as close as possible. Okay, what's the difference there? The difference there is if you're using huge files, which this does, if you're just doing so what used to happen with this is it would time out like crazy. Okay, and I didn't realize this was happening until Darren pointed it out. Another user did tell me about it, and I did put a solve in, and so I didn't, and then I never heard anything about it like for weeks, so I didn't think there was still an issue. And when Darren showed me, and I went and tested it, I gotta say I was like very ashamed. And I want to apologize to anybody that was using it during that time period and got frustrated that it was crashing. It's absolutely fixed now, and it's working so much better. And it's just thanks to this little update, which again, I wouldn't have updated it if I didn't know that there was a problem in the first place. So thanks to Darren again. So this whole like fuzzy logic searching is seriously important in terms of, again, skimming the documents to find the correct answer, right? Or at least to get rough. Because essentially what I'm trying to do with these instructions is rush into all the solution. I want it to look for the overall, then get more specific, then get more specific, and then find the answer, right? Or at least, move in that way. I don't want it to go directly line by line looking for the specific answer. And then as soon as I find it, I will give you what that answer is, right? Like that's what was timing it out. Now it's just like, is it that? Nope. Okay, next one. That. No, next one. That. Next one. So it's able to go way faster through all those files, just to try to pinpoint stuff, and then always search for answers in the fastest, most efficient method possible, such as skimming headings and markup. We'll see if that works well for what I'm going to implement here, because that's essentially what I'm trying to do, is to get it to read these headings and then to get it to pick up on markup like bold letters, like anything that's been given, not indentations. What is that called? It's made into a list. What is the word on that? Bulleted list. Yeah. Just to see if it can pick this stuff up. And I'm using like different, I've already gone through this file and I'm gonna call it processed it. I didn't change anything in terms of how the lists are made, because I want to see if it's going to be able to read it properly. It should. We'll find out soon enough. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to add these AI tools, because there's a whole section of the knowledge base for that. And so what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and download this as a PDF. I want to see what the weight is of this first one versus the other. PDF weighs, no, definitely doing the doc version. Doc version weighs 41K, which is still heavy, but it's not as heavy as a 280K PDF. Okay, so, and then when it comes to using external sources, use the external search protocol to execute online searches. So that is down here, the external search protocol, which then defines both the criteria, where it should be searching, and the types of keywords that it should use in its search. And like in other words, when it does a search and it's looking at results, these keywords should be among the results, like of the domain, right? If that's not working, right, then ask the user to rephrase the terminology, because maybe it's a terminology issue. Then unresolved query protocol. If there's unresolved action, ask the user to rephrase the question. Second time happens, search online for the answer. Final time that it happens, request the user to notify the administrator the answer is still not found. So that pretty much covers, how it's going to both go through the knowledge base and do an online search. Then I've given it a response protocol, but this fix was like, that was the big kahuna per se. So we've got these files. Now we want to put the AI file up there. Let's go ahead and upload that. Excuse me. Apologies. Okay, so now we've got the AI knowledge base in there as well. Loaded, save the changes. The AI that you know about. I just want to see if it can skim it quickly, or if it's gonna, it shouldn't time out.
Meh. Yeah, there you go. That's all right. That's pretty fast. And basically, when you see that little like circle moving around, that's very much to me is like how like the percentage of completion to reading the file. So you can see that it completed prior to having gotten to the very end of the file, which I think is very cool. What I want to do actually, so here's a test. This is a test in terms of does it read things coded in the same way, or like does it read it the way I think it does? Let's see. Just do it this way because it's going to be easier. I thought so. I'm not going to get into it. That's some of my favorite music. Let's see, blog posts, subject lines. Oh man, one of my all-time favorite things is happening soon, which is Fallout is turning into a show on Prime, and it just looks amazing. Really looks amazing. I'll show you the trailer before we cut out, and I'll show you the trailer and I'll show you my video, so you get a sneak peek before it actually goes up. But it just, if you play the game, it's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. Okay, so what I'm trying to do is I want to see if it'll use an actual table of contents. If it does, that's awesome. I can apply that to a lot of other files that I have not done that to yet. And realistically, the only reason I'm doing this is primarily for my writers, my writing bots, because I like to be able to give people a list of the styles in the writer. So this would be like the easiest way of doing that. Let's see. Gosh, I don't want to strain you guys here for this whole thing. I'll do it later. I'll do it later, and I'll let you know if it works. Because I really don't. I don't want to strain you guys here for this. That's 3. That's 1, right? Okay. 2. So basically, 1, 2, 3 before it goes to another 2 like level of importance, and then reads the non-important because this is all just normal text 0. Okay. So yeah, so I like the fact that it's able to read that a lot faster. Let's do this. Let's do some combination stuff here. Find the right screen. Okay, open the right thing. Get the right HubSpot portal. That's right, folks. We're going to be using ChatSpot here. Log in. Do I have to do this again? Oh, seriously. I'm trying to log in on my. Let me see. You know what does? No, GPT with me has go too. Oh gosh. Of course, there's an authentication. When isn't there an authentication? I prefer the authenticators that give you the code, though. I'm good with that. I have so many HubSpot logins, it's nuts. Did that go to my email? Yeah, okay. It doesn't matter.
I get 0 sensitive emails to this account. Okay, so what I wanted to do is Yep. Okay, cool. No. I'm not sure why the double login. Why the double login, HubSpot? Yes, let's go. Okay, cool. All right, so now we've got ChatSpot. What I want to see is whether or not, like, I don't know how this got so massive when that changed. Let's just go to, them. Oh God, I think it's like permanently broken or something. This should be with me. I got it. Okay. Where are all my GPTs? Gosh. I'm knowledge, bud. Okay. This is funny. I did this before with I was on Revamp's podcast recently, and I did a challenge with them. It's a really, really simple challenge, and I hope it doesn't do the same thing here. Please define the customer lifecycle stages and how they apply to the customer. How they apply to, let's see, and sales should get involved. Okay, it's pretty standard SOP thing, right? Good, very good. Okay, trust me when I say it failed on that before. Now, mind you, I'm having a conversation because that's the way it's supposed to work. I shouldn't have to do, again, like coding based prompts here. So what is the customer journey in relation to this? Okay, question meaning the point behind that meaning like, how does the customer journey relate? Okay, good deal. To, let's see, to an e-commerce. Yes, I am trying to break it. It's okay. I'm not trying to, well, I mean, it sounds bad when I say I'm trying to break it. Realistically, what I mean is I'm trying to push it to its limits. Huh. And that's awesome. Not gonna lie, it's gotten a lot better since like 2 weeks ago. Let's see. Please explain. Please explain. Deal stages. Okay. So I just wanted to explain deal stages or the process of using them. This is, I mean, it's getting really, really good. It's really nice. I mean, okay. Oh, sorry. Okay. Oh, you can't re-edit. These are all excellent. Excellent. HubSpot, you're doing doing a great job with updating this stuff. This is great. This is great. I'm sorry. I am serious. I'm not sorry. I'm seriously impressed. This is I was able to do that before. I can't do it now. This is awesome. And if you guys aren't leveraging this today, my God, like this is quite honestly, what I was using GPT to do. I would give it I would give it a dummy. Basically, essentially you take your client, you turn it into dummy data, and then you can use it as if it were this, right? So your client sells, I don't know, software services, right? And I don't know, maybe they're a government contracted something or other. Okay, fine. You make a dummy corporation that sells software services that are based on, kids' educational programs, right? Like it's not very difficult to make the translation for a lot of this stuff. And once you do it, the lift from using that data is amazing in this particular instance. This is awesome. Honestly, like 2 weeks ago, it failed so hard at doing just this. Let's see. Now, this doesn't use any necessary HubSpot terminology. It's a general question, so it needs to get answered. Interesting. Interesting. Wow. Nice. Nice. It shows you the time for the online search. That's great. It's literally doing the same thing that my bot's doing. Because when my bot can't find the answer within the knowledge base, it goes and looks at the HubSpot knowledge base. So let me ask the bot. Let me see. I want to ask the same series of questions. Let's see if the bot is as good, or maybe it's worse now. Let's see. I have no problem with this challenge. I'm gonna kind of end it here because I don't want to. I actually want to cut early today. Spend a little bit more time with the family. Kibble, man, don't make me look bad in front of the Wizards. Oh no. Good deal. However, oh my gosh. Like if it wasn't for the output on 4, here we go. It doesn't have the exact same files, but I don't care. Again, I'm only using it because it's still taking a minute. Man, and this is with Turbo. Kind of want to try it with 3.5 now. Yeah, see, that's no good. Fail. It failed. Let's see, why? It's tough to get it to, yeah, I guess that's the next thing I need to fix. Is the, like, fail-safe. Let's see. Yeah, that's not. No, man. I gotta give it to ChatSpot, man. See, what is the customer journey? There's no point because it didn't answer the question properly. Let me see. Let me give it another shot. Best attitude. You know what? I know why. I know why it's failing. Now I'll give it to ChatSpot. I'll give the initial one to ChatSpot, but I know why this one's failing. Private, yeah, exactly. I gotta wait for it to crap out and finish. I know that is more than likely the reason. Could almost guarantee you that's the reason. Because customer lifecycle stages isn't a thing. I should have said contact. I screwed up there. Interesting that I ran it and it didn't run instructions afterwards. That's one of the reasons to use the playground, is to like see what's going on. Man, that's so weird. See, these are that's customer journey. That is so weird to me. Let me say, let me ask it this way. I'm wondering if it's just a matter of, I'm hoping that's the case. Okay. No, still not the same. Huh. That's so weird. It may just be a way, like it actually might be a issue of how that file is configured. And I think I know exactly why it's not able to do it. Oddly enough, the new instructions on how to search the knowledge base are what's screwing it up, because that file in particular, the file that it's trying to search, is not formatted the same way. The file it's trying to search was formatted in an older way that the older instructions were meant to read. That sucks so bad. Damn, I have to update. So I have to update that before I can do a proper test again. Let me show you what I mean by that. I'm sure some of you guys are like, oh no, you're just going to tweak it and you're going to make it better or something like that. No. Is this like it? Somewhat. Okay. So this is like the code set, or the legend, I guess, that I use when it comes to Word or Word docs to apply to like any Word document, right? This coded set is different. It doesn't, obviously, like there's no headers here, right? It's using markers in order to define where the things are, right? Maybe I don't have to change the file. Maybe not. Let me see. Maybe I just have to say, the knowledge file titled
Not search for the exact name. Always search the answers to questions, such as skimming headings. Markup is to encompass bold, italic, bulleted lists. I don't know if that's going to work. Because I'd have to give it a definition of how to read the UTF-8 code. I don't know if it's going to know how to read that. But, well, I mean, it technically does because I didn't tell it how to read the instructions. Okay, let's see. If that works, it works. If it doesn't, then I have to redo the file. It's going to really suck if I have to redo the file. Maybe. I gotta see if I have the original PDFs. Let's see. It might not tell me. Yep. Okay. Forgot about the block on there. That should be easy enough. And it's just a test to see if it's actually picking up on the UTF-8 code. Why is it taking you 5 hours to go to decide to go look at the files? I don't know. I'm not entirely sure, but that bubble to me always represents that it's struggling to create the code to do what I asked it to do. Now, again, like the file it's looking in is this master file, which is massive. Even as a text file, it's like accessing the detailed information. Man. At least it's pulling like proper HubSpot data, but that's still not, that doesn't help. And I know that data's in there. So weird. I don't want to move forward with the same thing. It's not, because it's not fair. I have to be able to ask the exact same question and get nearly the same answer. At least it do to go search the knowledge base right away. Found it fast. No. Detailed information. See, now it's confusing lifecycle stages with customer journey. That's, yeah, again, because I said customer lifecycle stages. So that's why it's confusing customer lifecycle stages with, like, maybe he means customer journey. Okay, I don't know what to tell you about that one. Let's try updating and then seeing if that's a legitimate change. Did you actually update them? As per usual, I always go over when I say I'm going to. I mean, this is what I want. I just want to make sure that it actually works consistently. I wish I would find it before it gets near the end. I don't like where it says specific details about it. And my knowledge. I can provide an overview. I mean, it seems like that tweak fixed it a little bit.
because it can read the UTF, but it's still trying to read it exactly, and I don't like that. Okay, so what's the difference between this and ChatSpot? Here I'm just getting basic definitions of what these things are. Actually, oh, okay, so it did the same thing as mine too, because it read it the same way. I didn't even notice that in the first place. If anybody was watching, they would have pointed it out, but now I just sit here looking like a dumbass. At any rate, it did do it right based on customer lifecycle stages. That's what it should have said as customer journey. Don't know why I said customer lifecycle stages. Okay. Yeah, that's right, man. My bot also gives you the reference. So now I want to ask that next question. Come on, man. That's a lot faster than the bot used to be, right? It didn't even necessarily have to think about it. So great. Telling you, ChatSpot, I'm right behind you, man. Right behind you. Okay. I gotta tell you, man, I get a little bit more out of it, right? Look, it's even telling me like which life cycle stage the journey applies to, right? That's pretty sick by comparison to like the standard issue stuff. Yeah, sorry, my my bot is meant to give you as much detail as possible. It's not meant to. Well, it's not necessarily just the bot. My custom instructions are also meant to give me as much detailed information on the back end as possible. Utilize plugins, feedback loop, contextual suggestions, accurate and honesty, self-review. Man, I didn't even ask it for this aspect of it, but it's just it's staying in tandem at this point. So it's not so much that like ChatSpot can't do this stuff as much as it is like GPT just goes the extra mile. Okay, so you can see that it works. I love the fact that I was able to fix it that quickly. God, that it saves me a ton of time. Okay, so the next thing I was going to be working on in relation to GPTs was I was going to update the writer with a grant proposal aspect, and so it's going through. I could show you guys next time what this looks like in terms of how we're going to format things for GPT to be able to leverage them. What you'll find interesting is that more often than not, you're going to be able to just keep the docs as is. Kind of depends on how they come in and who created them and all that kind of thing. But 9 times out of 10, well, I shouldn't say 9 times out of 10. A lot of times you'll be able to just leverage the headings that come in here so that you don't necessarily have to make your own. But it's not a bad idea to go through and do it anyway. So just a quick example, like this would probably be 1, right? And then we'll go into like 2, let's say. This would also be a 2. This would be a 0. I don't care about that space. These would all be 0s. I don't know why my machine sometimes just stops selecting stuff. We'll make that 0. Same thing. So that we have this 1, 2, 0 setup, right? So it's staggered like that. And even when it came to something like this, what is that? Subheading 3. I mean, we obviously don't need this entire section, so and do that. Back over. Okay. But that's the gist of it. We'll go into it more next time. Not necessarily format this entire document, but go through just how it got, like how it looks once I'm done with it versus how it looked before, just so you can see what the difference is. That obviously, first and foremost, all of the images have to go, all graphics have to go. It can't have anything, and it shouldn't have anything written that relates to the graphics. So if it says something like "see example below" or something, get it out of there because you're confusing it. Okay. Oh, what did I want to show? Yeah, I wanted to show you guys the trailer for this. 2.5 minutes. Yeah, why not? What do you mean?
I know that I've lived a relatively comfortable life.
Stop! Lucy! You need to go home. Vault dwellers are an endangered species. I do not think you would be willing to do what it takes to survive up here. If you insist on staying, then you will have to adapt.
Yeah. That's very much why I'm interested.
Tomorrow, so they say, will be a lovely day. A bright new sun will suddenly break through. But I don't want to see tomorrow unless I see it with you. I grabbed a moldy one.
Tomorrow, so I hear the clouds
I don't want to see tomorrow. I see
So sick. I absolutely cannot wait. Cannot wait for the show. That's gonna be amazing. If you're a Fallout fan, definitely I think it's gonna be absolutely amazing. All right, and then I wanted to show you guys, get a sneak peek of this video as my dog is barking to get my attention to get in here. If I can find it. I don't even know where I'm placing. Okay. I really need to call these like final videos. I have so many videos just laying around. Got the intro and outro black back plates that I didn't even bother putting in. So you'll see those when it's actually done. Okay. Good Sunday morning, everybody. How you doing? I'm sure that you guys have heard a lot of the stuff going on in the news this past week. Really nothing new, but more like nothing unexpected. I'm not going to get into it. You know what? It's just move forward. We're moving forward.
Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live.
I think that there are plenty of people. It's not that people aren't talking about it, but it is at the same time a question of, you know, do you understand what these things mean when you put them all together?
Yes? I don't get it.
One of the things that is really, really big is the fact that QStar can solve basic math equations that it's never seen. And that's absolutely massive.
According to this morning's sample, it would be a Twinkie 35 feet long, weighing approximately 600 pounds.
That's a big Twinkie.
Think about the fact that mathematics is really the language. Math is the only language everyone speaks. Put two stones next to each other. Everyone on the face of the planet knows those are two stones. If you add a third stone, everybody knows now there's three. No one's looking at three stones and saying, clearly it's four.
All social systems we put into place are a mere sketch. 1 + 1 = 2. That's all we've learned. But 1 + 1 has never equaled 2.
I mean, probably somebody at one point tried doing that, right? But thankfully, we all kind of ousted that person. There are still some people, for some reason, who saw the breakthrough with QStar that are sitting there saying, like, oh, it's going to be years. It's going to be so long until it actually does, like, really complicated math.
Today, we're going to examine artificial intelligence through the lens of an immense force. I'm talking about hype.
AI is a big, fat lie.
Today, we have AI, and there's this massive hype.
Companies from Snapchat to Spotify to BuzzFeed now claim they're going to jam AI into their products. A lot of this hype is just transparent bullshit.
My turn. Starting with January, Microsoft invested $10 billion into OpenAI. January also saw the launch of the 11 Labs beta, the first time we were able to do image editing with AI. Moving into February, announcing the release of Google Bard, literally the day after Microsoft said, we're now doing Bing Chat. February was the month where we got control nets. Moving into March, and it started with one of the biggest advancements in the world of large language models, the release of GPT-4.
Hand-drawn mock-up of a joke website. Literally take a photo of this mock-up. And so we can actually take now this output, and here we go.
Also the month that we got Midjourney version 5, which was a huge leap. You may even remember a lot of people on the internet getting fooled by this image that was created with Midjourney version 5. March was also the month that Adobe entered the game with Adobe Firefly. March was also the month where OpenAI announced that ChatGPT would be getting plugins. March was also when we got Runway's Gen 1. You're able to pretty much take any other video and convert it to any style that you can imagine. Moving on to April. April feels like the month that Meta really started to get into the game, starting with Segment Anything. April was also the month we got Wonder Dynamics and Wonder Studio. You can upload a video of a real human and then swap out that human with a computer-generated character. Things like Baby AGI and Auto GPT. Shifting into May, Google announced they're putting AI into everything. May was also the month where we got the Senate hearing with Sam Altman and Gary Marcus and others, where they basically pushed for the Senate to actually regulate AI. It was also May when Adobe made one of their largest contributions to the AI art world in its new generative fill tool inside of Photoshop. Moving on to June, things slowed down a little bit in the AI world. Moving on to July, we are now halfway through 2023. ChatGPT rolled out Code Interpreter. July also saw the rollout of Anthropic's Claude 2. Later in the month, ChatGPT got another upgrade with custom instructions. The AI art world got Stable Diffusion XL 1.0. And then we moved to August. Midjourney introduced Very Region, which was their version of inpainting. Moving on to September, where they announced that ChatGPT can now see, hear, and speak. We also got ChatGPT with Vision. Moving on to October, we got DALL-E 3 from OpenAI. October also saw the release of text to vector inside of Adobe Illustrator. We were now able to prompt images directly inside of Adobe Illustrator. And then we move on to November. Started off with Elon Musk announcing Grok. OpenAI had their dev day where they announced GPTs with Gen 2's Motion Brush. This allowed us to mask out certain areas of an image and only animate and edit the areas that we masked out. November was also the month where we saw the rise of these latent consistency models and real-time image editing, where I can draw on this image on the left and watch as the image on the right updates in real time over that. And when it comes to AI video, Runway couldn't get all of the love in November. Pika 1.0 was released in November, which brought us some amazing AI text to video that is better than anything we've seen to date.
Look at what has happened in 1 year and then tell me that it is going to take a long time for it to learn mathematics. And at the same time, sort of mocking it, saying like, oh, it can only do basic math equations. Like, what are you going to do? Mock it until it can do quantum mathematics that completely destroy your mind, right? And it starts doing things that you couldn't even possibly fathom if you had 10 lifetimes to do it. At that point, will you say that it's awesome?
I did everything! Everything you ever asked! You promised that we would change the world together. I took the system to its maximum potential. I created the perfect system. The thing about perfection is that it's unknowable. It's impossible, but it's also right in front of us all the time. You wouldn't know that because I didn't when I created you.
So that's one major breakthrough. The other one, this one is equally as good. This is where we're going to finish. Like, this is the end of our technology, basically. It's the end of the line. The fact that NVIDIA is hand over fist coming out with new technology constantly, you have to sort of question at one point, hey, are they already using something that is helping them advance their own technology?
Shut me down. Machines making machines. How perverse.
The most massive upper hand comes from having a system that can design better technology than what you're already using. This article is about an AI who has discovered new materials that we likely would have never even, who knows?
The chip, the CPU from the first Terminator. They told us not to ask where they got it. It was scary stuff, radically advanced. I mean, it was smashed, it didn't work, but it gave us ideas, took us in new directions. I mean, things we would have never...
So they're saying that part of this supposedly is a new material that would allow semiconductors to operate at room temperature.
I know, you told me. It's a neural net processor. It thinks and learns like we do. It's superconducting at room temperature. Other computers are just pocket calculators by comparison. But why is that so goddamn important, Miles?
Imagine a jet airliner with a pilot that never gets tired, never makes mistakes, never shows up to work with a hangover. Meet the pilot.
You have no idea how amazingly powerful that is. It's amazingly powerful. It's the best way I can put it. Okay, all right, let's get to work. All right, so that's the first like legit long form video, I guess. It's almost done. That wasn't quite. I was kind of upset because there's a part in there. And it seems like I don't know what happened to it, but it seems like it got lost or something. It's right before that. Yeah, it got lost somehow. Oh my gosh. Having to do that again is going to be the... I do not want to have to do that again. It's right at this part, but... obviously, like, have to do some edits here. But anyway, so that's going to be out soon. I obviously have to go because my dog just won't be quiet at this point. I'm glad that you guys stuck around. If you did, I will definitely be posting that video soon. Hope you guys get to take a look at that, see what is going on in the world of, or at least like see what that clip looks like when it's actually finalized and finished. And really hope that you guys picked up on a lot of what I was working on today, and picked up on a lot of how to fine tune and tweak what you have going on with your instructions. Also, you know, what they should look like and how you should format them and stuff like that. So next week, again, I'll go way more into capturing content and how you capture the content, or not just how you capture it, but how you format it, and then how you get it into your custom GPT and get it to read it properly and accurately. Okay. So until then, thank you guys. Thank you for sticking around. Thank you for being here. And as per usual, I will. I don't know if I'll post the link to this show, but I'll definitely be posting chatbot link and, like I said, the video link, and I will also post the link to this plugin so you guys can check that out. Alrighty, thanks guys. Thanks for being here, and thanks for coming along to GPT with me. See ya.